Hello, it's Peter Wright and Kathleen Beauvais in Ontario, Canada, with episode number 141 of the Yakking Show. This is the show that awakens you to new perspectives for the changing world we're living in, and it's certainly changing. As always, we have interesting guests. Today's is a really exciting guest, but it's not my job to introduce guests. Kathleen does it a lot better than I do. So first, let's welcome our co-host, Kathleen. But before I do, just to mention, she wears another hat, and that is helping you solve your IT recruitment and development needs. So hi, Kathleen. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Peter. Thank you. And thank you also very much for tuning in to our show. We so appreciate you and we love reading your comments. So please keep those coming. And if anyone out there is interested in being a guest on our show, please don't hesitate to reach out to either Peter or myself. And as Peter mentioned, we do have another special guest with us today. I'm really excited to have her on. Her name is Shari Hammond. Shari, hello and welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you both so much for having me.
Now, Shari,
Hi, Shari.
you are an inventor of products, and we'll get to that in a moment, but those products can be found on your website, inspiredpdg.com. But go ahead and tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, inventing is kind of in my blood. My dad is a serial inventor. He is a retired IBM engineer and has over 150 patents
Wow.
issued.
Wow.
So he is truly amazing when it comes to tinkering and inventing and new concepts and ideas. And he's kind of taken me under his wing. He is now about to turn 82. So, but his mind is super sharp, and we take walks every morning, and we're still at it today. So I was just kind of born into this entrepreneurial family.
Wow. But that's only half the story, because I've been reading your website, and you not only did your dad take you under his wing for inventing, but he got you started on sales and marketing at 8 years old or something, I believe.
Yes,
Tell our audience about that.
Yes, I used to work in the very first business, side hustle, so to speak, was called Hunt's Woodcrafts, and that's my maiden name. And it was kind of a hobby for my mom and dad. My mom was a painter and very creative, and my dad the engineer. And so we had this woodworking business. Well, we had everybody wanted our woodworking products, so we went in the malls back when kiosks were the big thing.
Yeah.
And started this Hunt's Woodcrafts. And I was about 8 years old, and I would take naps underneath the kiosk and then get up and help my mom sell. And I would paint magnets and personalize little calendars and things. So I got started early.
Wow, great. Good story.
Tell our audience how you and your dad started 3D. Is it 3D Storage Systems Inc? And is this when you got your first patent? And I think you were at the age, it was like 19?
Yes. So it was CD3 Storage Systems. And it's a compact disc holder, that's CD, and there were three elements to the CD storage system. You stored your discs without jewel cases. And so, because jewel cases, they break and they're clumsy and they're slippery and hard and heavy and everything. And so this really cut down on the weight. You stored it in a Rolodex style. And there was a title sheet where you could sort them alphabetically. So you say, I want to find Steely Dan. You go all the way to the S's, and Steely Dan is in slot 2, and you pull a little lever, move it to slot 2, and you lift the lid up, and it would pinch and pull that disc up for you. So you had all your discs in a row. And yes, I helped my dad develop that title sheet, and so I was on the patent for that at the age of 19.
Wow, well done. But then one of your big products, your big sellers, is the cabinet caddy. So where did you get the inspiration for that?
Yeah.
So that was kind of about 5 years ago. We had both the company that my dad was working for, and I was working there as well as the creative director, and I kind of stepped back and started to do my own thing. And then he wanted to change a direction, so he got out of that company, and we said, hey, why don't we go back to our roots and start inventing a product? And we had seen a concept that it was a pull and rotate organizer, but it was rectangular and you couldn't use them side by side, and it was real flimsy and didn't work very well. And we thought, gosh, we can do this so much better. So we invented, this is the first unit. This is the original cabinet caddy.
Oh,
And so it's, pull and rotate.
Oh,
And
clever.
because of this radius that's right here, as it rotates, it never rotates outside of itself. So it becomes modular. You can sit units side by side, and you can have a library of organized things. So this was the first model that we came out with, and I think it launched in 2018. And then our newest model right here, the Cabinet Caddy Snap, very similar, has a lower profile, but it has these adjustable snap and shelves.
Look at that.
So now our product adjusts to your spices, how
Right,
tall,
right.
and it's a little bit wider. The base is a little bit wider. So we're always, and this is customer inspired. We looked at all of our reviews, and people were saying, "Gosh, these shelves are fixed, and if we could, have them not be fixed,
Right.
it would be great. It would be great if it was a little bit wider." So that's kind of what we do. We always try to improve and listen to our customers and how we can do things better.
oh, wonderful.
Wow.
Now, do those units actually fit into a cabinet, or they can be used as standalones, right? Like just as you have it displayed now?
Absolutely. So the original Cabinet Caddy is 10.8 inches tall.
Right.
And so it'll fit in more of your modern standard cabinets. Everybody thinks they have standard cabinets, but some cabinets, especially older ones, tend to be quite small, like 9 inches, which is another reason why we developed this one. This one is under 9 inches tall, so it'll fit in those tighter spaces. Now you can organize and set things up on top and go above that 9 inches, but this allows the physical unit to fit in those even tighter spaces where some of the older homes have issues.
Wow. So the new one, the Snap, that's going to be on the big hardware show that's coming up soon, is it?
Yes, we are launching that at NHS in October. It's now October. Oh my goodness.
October.
So in Las Vegas, and then we got our first shipment in 2 weeks, and so we'll be putting it on our website, and we're pretty excited.
Yes.
I bet you are.
Okay.
Now, I've just got to jump in there. When you say you get your first shipment in, do you go to the factory and see them being made and get involved in that side of it as well?
So pre-COVID, yes, we would, and we actually had plans to go to our manufacturer. We have a long-standing ties, a family relationship with a manufacturer that's based out of Hong Kong, and they did our original compact disc products. And so when we got back in it, we gave them a call, and they were delighted to hear from us again, and glad we were heading back in the injection molded plastics arena. But they do incredibly just really good quality work, and they enable us to source the higher end materials. Like all of our products are made out of ABS, which is incredibly strong and durable. They don't crack, they don't creak like polystyrene, and they're not brittle. So they're pseudo indestructible, we'll say.
Excellent. Now, can you tell us about your GoHangIt product? And I saw this product and I thought, oh, I could have used this product a few weeks ago when I bought 6 frames. So I had 3 over 3, and I'm thinking, oh, that would have been absolutely perfect to have. So tell us about that one.
So the GoHangIt product is a picture hanging and leveling tool, and it comes with a carry case that just comes right off. Those that are watching online can see, but the carry case has 85 pieces of picture hanging hardware in here. We've got wire, we have your hooks, and also we decided that those little sawtooth hangers that have all the little saw teeth and stuff, those tend to be problematic. They shift and move, and they're not made very well. So we came up with our own single notch precision hanger. I don't know if you can see, it's just one little V notch.
Right.
That's all you need, right? As well. So that's patent pending, and it's really great. It's for wire. You pull it out and you suspend a wire frame on this, and then you hold it up against the wall, and it has the little high friction 3M feet on there. So when you push it up against the wall, it won't flip up and down. Just a little bit of pressure keeps it firm exactly where you want it.
Right.
And then you hang that and you hang it up on the wall, and then you pull the frame off. And then there's a little pointer right here. And that's what you use to mark your hole for the wire hanger.
Right.
And if you have a heavy picture, we suggest you use the 2 hooks. If you have a lighter picture, you can get away with the 1. And what's awesome about this is it has a built-in level right in here.
Okay.
So when you're holding it on the wall, you can see if it's level or not.
Very clever.
And then for the sawtooth, these are magnet keys, and these little magnet keys have a positioning point on there. You can see that. Those fit up in the sawtooth hangers or our single notch precision hangers because they're magnetic. They stay. And then you pop this little level off right up here. Pop the level off, set it on top of your frame. You have your magnet keys in the sawtooth hangers. Hold it up to the wall, make sure it's level. Push, and these little magnet keys make indentions exactly where those nails need to go. So
very good.
That is so
and you can watch the demo videos online, and it'd probably make a little bit more sense.
So
yeah,
I mean, I have to ask, how did these ideas come to you? I mean, this is this is brilliant. Brilliant.
Oh, thank you. So, they say necessity is the mother of invention.
Sure.
My son, I'm a single mom, and my son is 13. He's quite active in sports and wins a lot of awards and things. And I was making this collage of his sports pictures and accolades and stuff on the wall. And gosh darn it, by the time I finished, I bet you I had nearly 50 holes in my wall. And I was I'm like, there has to be a better way. Because I'm a kind of a big picture person. I don't really get into the minutia of things. And then I get frustrated, and then I'll just put it down on the ground and walk away or do whatever. But I was determined to do this, and it took me probably 3 hours to get it acceptable, not right, but acceptable. And so I was discussing this with Dad, and I said, there has to be a better way. So what we tend to do is we'll go and we'll purchase all of the picture hanging tools out there that we think could have done the job. And we'll get them and try them out and see how they work and what they could do better. And none of them hit the mark. I mean, none of them. There's flaws in every single one that are out there. So we wanted something that could do sawtooth and wire and hold, everything that you need. Have this little hook. So all you have to do is hold it up and put it in your garage, or it's small enough where you can tuck it in your junk drawer. And it's always there when you need it. And so that's kind of what we did.
Very smart.
That is wonderful. And by the way, that took me over an hour to do that, to hang those pictures.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah, no, that is a good one. But then you also got into a totally different type of product. You had the perfect pets. So tell our audience about that. That's quite a departure from wall hangings and organizers.
Yeah. So one time we were at a fair or a trade show, and there were all of these people gathered around looking at this, what I would say was like a little black blob on the floor, and they were just marveling over it. It took us a while to get up to what it was, and it was a poor representation of a cat, and it was like kind of twitching its tail and doing different things, and we were just, we got disinterested very quickly and kind of moved on, but we were just amazed at how many people were around that. And I thought, Dad, we could do that. We could make lifelike breathing puppies and kittens, that all they do is they're the perfect pet. They just sleep, and they have this little bladder that goes up and down. And so he was able to engineer a little bladder that worked on a D battery, and it just kind of goes up and down like that. And it's really quiet, and they're made out of this synthetic fur, but molded and onto a little body that looks like all the different breeds. And we actually sold that business quite a few number of years ago, but they're still going. They're in Cracker Barrels all over the United States.
Is that right?
Now.
I could
very
actually,
good.
you know what, I could actually see those in retirement homes or long-term care facilities.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's a market for them, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you took a break from your own business for a while, and you went into the marketing world for Ronco. Did this help you when you went back into your own business?
Absolutely. So the story of that goes that CD3 actually acquired Ronco. So I kind of moved in, and at that time I was doing when I started out in CD3, I was shipping. And then I went into orders, and then I went into, always had this creative side and kind of taught myself graphic design. So for CD3, I was doing their pictures and brochures and everything. And then when we acquired Ronco, I started doing even more with the kitchen electrics and the rotisseries and doing their packaging and all that kind of stuff. So that's how I became the creative director over there. So.
Oh, neat. Great.
Yeah, very good. Wow, so, quite an experience you've had there. So here's one for you. A lot of entrepreneurs come up with ideas, and I'm in that category as well. They come up with good ideas and inventions, but they never get them really off the ground and turn them into successful business. And I guess that percentage is huge. So what's the secret? What do you think is there one key ingredient or characteristic that sets people like yourself apart from the vast majority who never get it off the ground?
So, I would just say grit. You have to keep at it. You can't stop. A lot of people get to a point and they get frustrated and they don't know who to talk to or don't know, but if you're truly passionate about it, then you don't stop and you build those relationships with people. You ask, you network and figure out who can do this and you learn as you go. But we haven't just come up with 3 ideas and those 3 ideas made it to market. We've got probably 5 or 6 in the pipeline and that we're constantly working on, and we'll shift gears and work on one for a while and then turn around and work on another for another little bit. And it just kind of whichever rises to the top or we feel would be great in conjunction with our product line. So it's a constantly evolving and changing way to do business. But, I would just say it's grit. Don't stop.
Is the patent process a very lengthy process? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So I've learned a lot about the patenting process, especially here in the last 5 years. We try to cover all of our bases. We start off with a provisional patent, which just says, hey, we've got this idea, we're bringing it to market, we're getting our foot in the door and getting some protection. And then we do a design patent, that way people can't, copies the look and feel of our product and how it looks. And that one is a pretty quick, it's pretty quick to get those, like sometimes 8 months, which is pretty fast with the USPTO. It's the utility patent that takes forever because there's a little bit of a back and forth. They'll get it, they'll investigate it and come back and say, hey, we don't think this part's patentable. We think this part's patentable. So you have to kind of rewrite and go back and forth. That can take anywhere from 3 to 7 years.
Wow.
Wow. Oh my goodness. So with the patent on a product though, it doesn't prevent another company from taking a similar idea. Like how far does the patent go? I mean, yeah, they can't duplicate what you've created, but how do you is there any way to protect yourself from copycats or other companies from kind of zeroing in and saying, oh, we can do something similar, maybe not exactly like that, but something similar?
So there's a couple different ways. The design patent does, if somebody's doing something in the likeness of what you've done, that is still protected. You might have to fight it because it's a little bit of a gray area, but it is still protected. And, we have been put in that situation before. The one thing that I have found, because this is a global economy, everything's online, you have videos and everything, because it's a global economy, copyright really have the best protection, and it's a lot easier, it's cheaper and faster to get copyrights done. So once you get your marketing materials done and you get them up online and they're in use, get those copyrights done.
Right.
Okay.
And so that is worldwide. If somebody's trying to knock off your product and they're selling it in Zimbabwe, if they're using your images and you've got your product actually copyrighted, you can take action.
Okay,
So-
very good, very good. Something else that came up when you were talking a moment ago about using your supplier that you'd used before. Do you stick fairly close to the inventing and marketing? Do you get involved in the physical distribution yourselves, or do you use outside resources for that?
We do 90% of everything ourselves. We package, we market, we do the website. I just unloaded a container this morning out there into our warehouse. Yeah, it's seriously, the container showed up at 9:30 and we got it unloaded by 11:30 and went and took a shower, and here I am with you guys today. So we do everything.
You do the whole lot. Wow, very good. Is that also key to success, do you believe? Keeping it in-house?
I think that especially during this pandemic, it's really what's helped us survive, because we tried so much when we first got, the original cabinet caddy going to get into brick and mortar. And in 2017, 2018, gosh, if we had done that and all of our eggs were in brick and mortar and we didn't have an online presence, we wouldn't have been as successful as we are today.
Sure.
So having that online presence and keeping everything close to the vest and doing everything in-house has really, really helped us.
Good. Oh, wow, that's very interesting. Excellent. Kathleen, back to you.
So Shari, how do people contact you?
So you can send me an email at Shari, SHARI, at inspiredpdg.com. And you can also go to our website, which is inspiredpdg.com. We also own cabinetandcaddy.com and GoHangIt.com, and it will all go to the same, take you to the same place. You can go online and look at our product demos and our videos. Our Cabinet Caddy Snap, again, is going to launch probably in a couple of weeks as soon as we get our container in. So we're pretty excited about that. And I'd love to hear from anyone. If you guys have any inventing ideas and you need help or want it to be vetted or something like that, you can shoot me an email. I'd be happy to look at it.
Oh, that's great. That's very helpful. Super. Well, I find this absolutely fascinating, and congratulations on what you've done. And we just best wishes for the new unit. That should be really, really good. And I think we've just reinforced. We've both been on your website, and there's plenty to look at there. So we would certainly advise people who are only listening to get onto that website and have a look at these wonderful gadgets. Thank you, Shari.
Yes, thank you, Shari. And I'll be ordering that the hanging I'm sorry,
Go hang it.
Go hang it. Go hang it.
I was going to order it for her for Christmas. Now that I've got to put something else.
Yeah, the Go Hang It, but also, I mean, your products are fabulous, just fabulous. So thank you so much for joining us today. We so appreciated having you.
Something important. Do you ship all over the world?
Oh, yes.
So currently we do not. We do ship to the US and to Canada, but we would love to. We would love to gear up to do international business. So we've got a few things in the works, but it's definitely a different animal than shipping direct from here. We would have to ship direct from our manufacturer, but we can definitely do that. Love to.
Good. Well, good luck. Yeah, that's something for the future. Great. Thanks, Shari.
Well,
thank you so much, guys.
Thank you. And thank you also very much for tuning in. And again, we love reading your comments. So please keep those coming. And until next time, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.